Hey, what's up, guys? This is Ain't Nobody Squeaky Clean. As always, I want to take time out to thank you for listening to this podcast. I hope you're getting something out of it, and I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to come over here and listen to this. So, today I want to talk about something else. It's primarily when life doesn't go our way. I've been thinking about something lately, and maybe this hits home for some of you who are listening right now. Life rarely goes the way we planned it, not the way we mapped it out, not the way we prayed it would go, not the way we worked for it to go. And I think one of the hardest lessons to learn as an adult is this: you can do everything right and still end up somewhere you never wanted to be. I'm talking about working hard, being disciplined, being loyal, being responsible, doing what you were told was the right way. And yet, somehow things still fall apart. Jobs disappear, relationships break down, money dries up, your health changes, your confidence takes a hit, your identity starts to feel shaky. And that's usually the moment when people ask, what did I do wrong? But maybe the better question is, who or what was I relying on to carry me through this? Because here's the truth, and I want to say it plainly: life is not going to go our way without God injected into it. Not because God is punishing us, not because we're being tested every 5 minutes, but because we were never designed to carry life alone. We live in a world that tells us be self made, be independent, control your destiny, manifest it, grind harder, hustle more. And listen, there's nothing wrong with effort, there's nothing wrong with ambition, there's nothing wrong with wanting more. But effort without proper alignment will burn you out. Ambition without grounding will empty you. And control without surrender will crush you. Because the moment life throws something at you that you cannot fix, something that you cannot grind through, can't talk your way out of, that's when the cracks start to show. That's when anxiety creeps in. That's when fear gets loud. That's when people start losing sleep, losing peace, and losing hope. And y'all know I've been there. I am there. And there's a difference between believing in God and actually letting God lead. And this is something that I struggle with. A lot of us believe in God the way we believe in a spare tire. We don't touch it unless everything goes flat. Let me say that again. A lot of us believe in God the way we believe in a spare tire. We don't touch it unless everything goes flat. But what if God was never meant to be the emergency option? What if he was meant to be the foundation? Because when God isn't injected into your decisions, your timing, your identity, your expectations, you start measuring your life by outcomes instead of by purpose. And outcomes are going to disappoint you every single time. See, without God, success becomes fragile because the moment you lose it, you lose yourself. Without God, failure feels final because there's no bigger story holding you up. Without God, pain feels pointless, and that's a dangerous place to be mentally. But when God is injected into your life, even when things don't go your way, they still have meaning. You still have direction. You still have something steady to lean on when everything else shifts. And let me say this clearly because somebody needs to hear it. God does not promise us a smooth life. He promises us a guided one. God does not promise us a smooth life. He promises us a guided one. And that's a huge difference. Some doors closing aren't rejection, they're protection. Some delays aren't punishment, they're preparation. Some losses aren't the end, they're a redirection. But you don't see that clearly when you're trying to be the author, editor, and publisher of your own life. Do you hear me? You don't see that clearly when you're trying to be the author, editor, and publisher of your own life. Faith isn't about pretending everything is okay. It's about trusting God even when it's not. And that's hard. It's hard to trust when the bills are real. And I live this every day. When the silence from employers is loud. When relationships fall apart. When you're doing everything you can just to stay afloat. But here's what I've learned. Peace doesn't come from life going your way. Peace comes from knowing you're not walking alone through it. When God is injected into your life, you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this shaping in me? You stop chasing control and you start building trust. You stop tying your worth to outcomes and start anchoring it in purpose. And that changes everything. It doesn't make life easy. It makes life sustainable. So if you're listening to this and you feel tired, not just physically, but spiritually, maybe it's not because you're weak. Maybe it's because you've been trying to carry something you were never meant to carry alone. Inject God into your decisions, into your timing, into your expectations, into your setbacks, into your waiting. Not as a last resort, but as the starting point. Because life may not go your way, but with God, it will still go where it needs to go. And sometimes that's better than what we planned anyway. So let me tell y'all something. This was on my heart today because I've been in a storm. As y'all know, and as you've heard from my previous episodes. So over the last few days, I've been praying to God, like, listen, I need a breakthrough. I need some clarity on why it is that I'm sitting where I'm sitting. And this is exactly what he told me. And that's why I'm sharing it with you today. As you guys go on this journey with me, you're going to see there's some days where this message just may not hit with you because that's not where you're at, but that's where I'm at. And as the podcast name states, ain't nobody squeaky clean. That includes me. I am far from perfect. But what I am is a vessel that God uses to send messages to those that listen. He has given me the gift to gab. He has given me the gift to communicate. And he has given me the gift of people gravitating towards me to hear messages from him. And he's also told me that it's time that you start focusing on what's the reality and not what's in your head. And the reality is you hand it to God and things are going to look a lot clearer. So thank you guys for listening today. This was a very important episode and I appreciate your time. And as always, this ain't nobody squeaky clean. And until next time, have a blessed day.